Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the GigaShit Turbine 3000. The GigaShit Turbine, or GST for short, is my new PC. My new PC that costed me the low price of £1,100, my lower vertebrae, my wife, kids, and my sanity. Worth it though, because this baby has an RTX 3060, a Ryzen 7 5800X, a Seagate Barracuda 4TB, 32 gigs of RAM, 80 plus gold 850 watt PSU, a motherboard with lights on it, a Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 4, and a Phanteks Eclipse P400A. I will now walk you through this masterpiece with you. When I began building this monster, I thought I knew everything, and so far, I did. I started off with putting the CPU in, and then the RAM, so far so good. Then I spent 2 hours putting my cooler in. 1 hour of that time was spent shouting at an Irishman on YouTube for putting his head in front of the camera when he was installing the most important part of the cooler. Then I spent 30 minutes wondering if I got scammed because my front fan came pre-installed. Then 30 minutes actually installing it. I then screwed the motherboard into the case. After those shenanigans, I put my hard drive in, pretty easy and simple. I put the hard drive in the tray and plugged it into the motherboard before anything else. I'm sure nothing bad will come from that decision. Then I connected all the cables into my PSU and put my PSU in the case. Easy. I then tried putting my 24-pin ATX cable in my motherboard through my little cable management socket. I pushed as hard as I could, but the cable won't go through, so I pushed harder. Then I hear a snap. The SATA cable for my hard drive just snapped. Shit. Luckily, none of the pins were bent, and I had a spare. After that heart attack, I tried connecting my CPU power cable into the CPU socket. It wasn't long enough, so I called my friend Tegged. When he came over, he had a look at the cables and told me that's not a CPU cable, and that's not a GPU cable. Shit. We took the PSU out along with all its cables and put it back in. Success, the CPU cable fits. Now it's GPU time. We put the GPU in its slot, nothing broke. Good so far. We then tried putting the power cable in it. I plugged the wrong cable into the PSU slot. Shit. So we take the PSU out again, along with all its cables, we put it back in again, and the GPU cable fits. We then realize there's 2 cables in the back of the case that aren't connected to anything. We figure out that one of them is SATA, so we connect it to the hard drive, but one of them had us puzzled for hours. We call it the Enigma cable. Now, we do know what it does. It's a case fan cable. The only problem is, it only has 2 pins. It didn't fit in any of the sockets. I boot up the PC, install Windows, and everything's good. The next day, I boot up my PC, my monitor says there's no signal. I use a different monitor, no signal. Different HDMI cable, no signal. I resort to taking the RAM out and putting it back in. So I take out the cooling system and take out the RAM, put everything back in, no signal. I pray to the PC gods and a beam of light shines on my Xbox 360 in the letters YT. So I look on YouTube. It turns out all I had to do was take this battery bitch out and put it back in. PC runs fine now. Now enjoy me recording the PC.